Pits, Caleb Huffman here with you as we get set for race number 1 of the FTF.GG 200 here in Core Season 7, presented by Critical Path Security. Josh Chin and Michael P. Frisch lead us down for the green flag. Heat number 1 is green. Side by side at the front of the field. Frisch is clear. Josh Chin forced to fall in line. Side by side from second on back as Jonathan Cadell gets underneath Cosman and will take that spot away from the 24, Cosmini on his shoe 24. As here they come down the front straightaway. Frisch leads lap 1.
Josh Chin all over the back bumper, though, and really throughout the field, everybody stacked up. I think it was Brad Perez didn't really get going, and everybody's suffering the consequences of it now. But look at Cadell, Josh Chin, Michael P. Frisch, all under a blanket up here at your top 3. Here comes Champagne and Garrett Smithley a little further behind.
3 wide just behind them. Joey Stone in the middle, Vargas bottom, Cozy up on the outside line. Everybody very, very tightly packed together here at the front of the field. You'd think we're still at Daytona the way they're racing. Here to start at Auto Club Speedway. Josh Chin around the outside will lead the lap and will stay side by side with Frisch heading back to turn number 1.
Certainly feels that way. You can see Josh Chin going all the way up to the outside wall, trying to steal that momentum. Keep Frisch right behind him, and again, it's such a hornet's nest from 5th through 10th, even further on back, 3, 4 wide almost. Dawson Cram, Joey Stone going in the middle of that mix. Ryan Vargas and Garrett Smithley gonna make a little more contact. Joey Stone maybe sliding up the track here, back in.
Oh, your leader's crashing! Josh Chin spins out of the race lead. He rejoins the field. More contact further back, but they keep it straight. And Josh Chin, the leader jinx in full effect here at Auto Club Speedway, just overstepped it coming off turn number 4. He goes around a great save, but he goes from the lead to 21st. Not quite going to get it there. Cosman's around. He makes contact with Cozy through the grass. Cosman hangs on. They were 3 wide. They came together, and Cosman gets the worst end of it. He drops to the back of the field. He's now 23rd and well off the pace.
Champagne holding on strong on that outside. Should get the run off of corner exit. Meanwhile, behind, look at Michael Cozy Jr. on the prowl. Could make some noise for this race lead.
Ooh, a little bit of a stack up in the mid-pack. Sean Butler has to jump down to the bottom. Vargas got stacked up there into the outside wall and lost a couple of spots. Champagne still trying that outside line. Tries to cross over as you're on board with DT. Right in the Hornet's nest. Joey Stone is loose up the road. Everybody scatters. And they are 5 wide down the front straightaway to get around him. But they all make it.
Somehow, Joey Stone going to fall back almost outside of the top 20 there. Great call to go on board with DT there, who saw all of that unfold right in front of him. Might see it again with Gabe Wood a little out of control underneath him. He's going to try to throw a big block a little further back. DT has to get out of the throttle to let him in.
He sorted out again. That's right around the 10th spot. Closer toward the front. You see Brian Vargas is, whoa, man, Dawson Cram got super sideways off turn 4. Keeps his foot in it, though, in that 41. Battle for 5th. Smithley side by side with Cadell. Caution in the back of the field. Cosman has crashed with damage on the front of the race car. He made contact with Corey Vervinkt in the back of the field. He almost went upside down, did Cosman. And the first caution flag of the night.
I don't know what happened here with Corey. I mean, I thought he maybe just thinks he's clear, but yeah, weird wall collision there that pops Cosman up. Almost reminiscent of...
Turned off the wall and got into him. I thought maybe Cosman slid up watching Joey on the bottom, but yeah, just misjudged it a little bit.
Timing this thing right up, but we're going to have a restart with underneath 10 laps to go. Caleb Hoffman and Keenan Kusin along with you. Michael Cozy Jr. and Michael Frisch on your front row. Justin Champagne and Sean Butler behind. Restart, green flag back in the air, and Frisch going to get the jump over Cozy.
Yeah, good start. There's a 3 wide back there as well with the number 04. Tons of action throughout this field already, Caleb. It's been a heck of a night already. Some cars in the fence, some cars upside down, and it looks like these guys aren't done fighting door to door.
Oh, and Gowen's going to get Gabe Wood. Josh Chin's up in the wall. There's definitely going to be a caution. They are wrecking big time in the back, and your earlier leader, Josh Chin, with heavy damage, comes to a rest. And we are back under the caution flag here in race number 1 of the FTF.GG 200.
Coming out of turn 2. And that was never going to work. It was a matter of time, and then they were already really aggressive back there. Gary kind of got away with it with minimal damage, but Joshua Chin's night has gone from bad to worse as he is sitting DLFL at the moment, and hopefully he can find something. That car looks seen some knocks. It's got some damage. The whole front of the car is knocked in.
Not great, and I mean, we'll be under 5 to go when we get this restart. Be led by the number 58 of Michael P. Frisch as they get the green flag. Again, pretty consistent starts throughout the field. Sean and Frisch going to be right alongside each other. Comes Justin Champagne, maybe peeking just a little bit. Not a lot of time to make these moves, too. That aggression level's starting to ramp up.
Kind of tight there from Cody.
Oh, they're wrecking in the back.
And then we have another one.
Caleb Carter, tags the wall.
You stay green for now.
Yeah, out of the way. I don't think we'll have a caution for that.
And look who's right behind them licking their chops. David Schildhouse and Ryan Vargas. Last lap, there was a 5-car length gap. Now David's right to the tail end of this. This has turned into a 5-way fight for the lead with 2 laps to go.
And don't forget, last year there was a 4 wide going into turn 3 finish. It was incredible, and Cosman came out on top. We'll see if the same thing can happen 2 years in a row. They're still all over each other under a blanket down the backstretch for the penultimate time. Michael P. Frisch doing his best to try to do what he did in heat number 2, while Sean Butler and Justin Champagne are side by side. On board with Cozy. Gets a great view of all this battling happening right in front of him, and he has a chance to get up in it as they come around to take the white flag.
Oh, that's one car spinning. I think there's somebody just spitting in the pit lane. I think that was TCB as we move into the white flag. Not taking anything away from there's 3 wide back in the behind the field, but this fight for the lead is where all eyes are right now. Again, Michael P. Frisch has cleared the field just a little bit. It looks like it might be a fight for second unless they can settle it amongst themselves on the back straightaway. Still side by side of Sean and Michael Cozy Jr.
Oh, and they're wrecking big time, but we'll get to it. Justin Champagne, with help from Michael Cozy Jr., big hit for DT there. Does he have anything for race leader Michael P. Frisch, who won heat number 2? Can he come out here and defend his crown? Again, the defending series champion on Justin Champagne can't get anything done. It's going to be Michael P. Frisch, core winner again.
Really well-paced restart for Michael P. Frisch. Kept his cool and put it into victory lane on the first of our 2 feature races here tonight from Core at Auto Club.
And DT and TCB on the front row. Cole Baker and Joey Stone right behind Herman Reese rounds out your top 5 to start this thing off. Green flag in the air, and we are underway in race number 2. Look at Cosman already making it 3 wide.
He's had enough of being second fiddle. Cosman forcing it to the bottom. He picks up a couple of spots, moves up into 4th. He's going to send it on the inside and try to get a bunch of spots. Can Cosman coming out of here in 3rd place? I don't think he's going to get the run on that is, I think, Joey Stone to his outside, but he's still a huge start for Cosman as they're mixing it up towards it is a madhouse from 10th on back.
Yeah, and they're all trying to sort it through. Herman Reese is almost going to get turned off the nose of Brad Perez. He's going to have to save that car. I think we're okay, but they almost wadded it up, and now Michael P. Frisch and Justin Champagne almost come together as well off turn 4. We're only 1 lap into this thing.
That's something you got to keep in mind as reverse grid races, and a lot of these drivers who finish towards the front of that first grid are hungry. They don't want to waste any time, and you see it right there. Look at them fan out heading through 1 and 2.
They were 4 wide a little further up in the pack. Blake McCandless with a great move just took 3 spots in 1 set of corners. He's already up inside the top 5. He's at a quiet race number 1, but he burst onto the scene here early. Going to try to take 3rd away from Joey Stone.
Blake is so good at running what everyone else isn't. You see everyone on the bottom, he'll run the top. You see everyone going for a pit stop, he'll try to run it long and gain. Ooh, Joey Stone gets a little loose off a turn 4. He's going to drop back. That promotes Mr. McCandless up into the podium places. It's once again, look at them side by side by side. They haven't gone 1 lap, Caleb, without being 3 wide.
Like Jacob said a little earlier, looks like the racing we saw last week at Daytona, and they are still all over each other. David Schildhouse shoots up the racetrack. He's in the wall. Garrett Smithley makes evasive maneuvers. 1 car around. I think that's Brad Perez. Corey Vervinkt around as well. That's going to bring out our first caution of race number 2.
You see Corey on the top, gets a little loose, but he's running towards the wall, and Brad just, same thing, just kind of gets loose there. He has the wiggle, has to chase the car up the racetrack, and unfortunately for poor Corey, it's the tale of Corey's core career. Is every time he's got a good run going or is consistent in his own lane, somebody just has to ruin that somehow. So obviously not intentional from Brad there at all. Just kind of lost the car in the middle of the corner. You hear DT talking about it before when his pre-race interview of that bump there is so rough going into T1 and 2.
TCB and Cosman gonna kick it off. Blake McCandless here was on a surge. We'll see if he can pick up where he left off as we take the green flag.
1 car to the bottom, trying to make something happen as we go into turn number 1. So many issues we've had already this evening with the bumps and new tires in T1. Keep in mind, all those cars up front, have those first 7 have not changed tires, so they're going to be able to turn them on a little bit quicker than those behind who have not gotten their tires ready. As Cosman Ionescu has had enough of suffering, he's going to try to go for the lead, but TCB's not going to let him have it. They are side by side coming out of 4.
Gotta be super careful, TCB. The car's gonna step out, reminiscent of what we saw with Josh Chen in race number 1, but he hangs on to it. He's gonna give up the lead to Cosman, but doesn't lose many more spots. You can see Cosman all over the wheel there as they are absolutely brawling. Blake McCandless into the 3rd spot. He's gonna try to take 2nd away now from TCB, ripping that high line. DT under attack from Dawson Cram a little further behind.
They are 3 wide, about 6 deep, or 2 rows deep. David Schildhouse in the middle. He had a bit of an issue in the last one.
Oh, there goes Garrett Smithley around. They're going to all wrecking. Everybody's wrecking. Garrett Smithley's airborne. Joey Stone, Ryan Vargas. Everybody else makes evasive maneuvers. Gabe Wood, Justin Malillo through the grass. That's the biggest wreck we've seen of the day, and we saw one earlier that sent 2 upside down. Yeah, I mean, what? Oh, he bodied him. And then Garrett Smithley gets driven under by Joey Stone, who will surely have to take the faster pair. Justin! Oh, just a little bit of contact from Cody Hicken there.
Yeah, you know what? It's the death taxes and a little bit of contact from Cody Hicken. He just wants to involve as you get a good view of the man who is currently shopping for a new desktop computer. If anybody out there has any deals going, he's going to need it coming up to Black Friday.
Oh!
Goodbye, Gabe Wood. And then just a sniff.
If you want to know how big that last wreck was, Brad Perez and Corey Vervinkt were your first caution. They're both 5th and 7th coming to the green flag, but Dawson Cram going to get a shove from David Schildhouse. They make contact for the lead. That might open the door for Sean Butler. 3 wide up the middle through turns 1 and 2 as they try to get up through the gears. Here comes David Schildhouse. Dawson Cram trying to hang on.
You can't give Sean Butler anything because he will take it and take more. Dawson Cram, Sean Butler, door to door coming out at 2. They're 3 wide behind him. A single car spin. We say green for now as they are still side by side for the lead.
It's Caleb Carter again, who also had a single car spin that didn't result in a caution last race. So unfortunate break for the core rookie. Side by side, though, Sean Butler and Dawson Cram across the stripe. Cram takes that one, but Sean with the run. David Schildhouse prowling. Here comes Brad Perez. Almost sent it down on the inside. Going to take the 4th spot away from DT, it looks like. DT struggling with the handling up on the top side. That'll let the 60 get right down in front of him. Dawson Cram with a big block on Sean Butler. Comes back up across the racetrack. That's a dangerous move. Going to be side by side again for the lead going into 3. Brad Perez again. Going to try to split the middle here. make it 3 wide for the lead off turn number 2. Sean going to make contact with them. They beat and bang down the back straightaway. That's going to let Dawson Cram take sole possession, but maybe not for long because Brad Perez has been surging. Oh, and he almost got him there.
You know, at that Long Beach, all I can remember is getting butt packed from Brad Perez. It looks like he's still not afraid to use the fenders. Nothing has changed between behind the wheel to number 60. Again, just aggressive and not afraid to use all the tools at his disposal to try to make something happen here. He's kind of stuck, though, trying to find that third line between Dawson and Sean. Dawson and Sean have been side by side and fighting, and Brad is trying to get involved. I think he'll just clear Brad.
Man.
Doesn't happen. They're still 3 wide for the lead.
Had to get out of the throttle, didn't want to take that and chop the nose off the 41. They're still going to be 3 wide. David Schildhouse in this battle now, and Ryan Vargas is going to be, maybe even Michael Cozy Jr. could have a 6-horse race for the lead. Brad Perez a little bit sideways there. We can look at Vargas as he drafts up behind Schildhouse here, maybe gives him a little bit of a tap down the front straightaway to push him into P1. Down into turn 1, 3 wide for second.
House to the bottom. He had pace in the last race, just got a little loose towards the end of the race and couldn't do anything with it. So the number 20 to the front of the field gets a good shove from Brad Perez. Is he able? The longer these cars fight, Caleb, as you, I'm not sure who that was in the wall. Maybe Cram tagging the wall there coming into 3. But the longer these drivers fight, look who's joining the party. Blake McCandless now to the end of this field. Michael P. Frisch has joined the tail end of this field. TCB still in the mix. You had a 4-car fight. That's a 9-car fight now.
Still entering turn number 1, and they both save it. Now they're wrecking. Sean Butler's upside down. He's on his side. Now rolls completely over. Everybody's wrecking. Garrett Smithley, Blake McCandless, and another car rolls over here at California to put us back under caution. It's Sean Butler this time.
Watch the 71. It looks like Blake just expected the 41 of Dawson Cram to come up to the wall, which, you know, is reasonable to do. Dawson opted not to do that, and then he gets hooked, and then it's game on from there.
And luckily, I don't think Sean had used his faster prepare before then. No, he has not. So should be able to continue here and is definitely going to be forced to use that.
Yeah, this is one of those opportunities where we've talked about saving your fast repair and taking the damage repair, but there is damage on every panel of that 32 machine, including the roof. So
we are green flag as we go. I thought we had 1 to green, but these things happen. Live on FTF.GG, Gabe Wood throws a huge block on Dawson Cram. That was almost dangerous. Cadell going to go 3 wide underneath him. Look at Brad Perez and David Schildhouse side by side a little further ahead. Cozy and Vargas. Brad Perez is going to tag David Schildhouse. They both go around. We're going to have a big one again. Maybe no. How did they save it?
That's a heartbreaker for Schildhouse and Perez. They were having a great run. Both of them gather it up. Schildhouse, the gentleman that he is, kept it in the wall, let everybody go around him. And honk shoe, I am the typical ending. Michael Cozy, we've never said, oh, that Dawson Cram gets bumped again, and then he goes toward the inside.
He goes spinning. I don't know how there's not a caution, but we keep going somehow. Michael Cozy Jr. comes out as your leader. Ryan Vargas is quick in pursuit. Sean Butler, Jonathan Cadell. Look at Cole Baker, the rookie in the top 5. DT up against the outside wall. Champagne, Malillo, and Cosman. They're all going to come together here. Cosman's going to get them all. Oh, no. They're wrecking big time. That is going to be a caution. Brad Perez is in it again. Cody Hicken. And we called it.
I mean, we'll take a look, but it looked like Cosman thought he was clear. The other 3 cars were staying high, and just unfortunately, I mean, you got to go for the moves. He would have cleared 3 cars there, but
you can see, yeah, I mean, again, we see it here. It's, I mean, doom is impending, but I think it's interesting. You're carrying so much more, like, momentum around this racetrack. Even when Cosman gets out of the throttle, I mean, the momentum still carries him up the racetrack, you know? So just a really tough spot to be in. 4 wide on the inside, and a lot of guys got to pay the price for it. Justin, you can see there, Cody Hicken, Josh Chin with more damage. He hasn't recovered from that spin in race number 1. I mean, he had one of the fastest cars of the day, it seemed like. And again, you can see Cosman just gets tight. Car starts plowing right there, and 3 cars above him can't have that.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought he was going to have the speed to clear it and just misjudged it or what. I know he's might be maybe a little frustrated this evening or this morning for him now, I think, at this point. Something that we neglect to mention, I think, is it's F off of the morning for him right now as everybody comes down pit road.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. We're on board with Josh Chin.
He almost made it. I respect the hustle. My man did not lift until it was absolutely positively he was going to get
Listen,
that right.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You try to make up some spots here. Take another angle. This is Justin Melillo, who is in the middle of all this. Cosman down to the inside, trying to give him room, and it's over right there.
Justin's just trying to finish the race, sees himself forward. I'm assuming he's probably stoked on that at all, but
like I said, glad to see him back. But he and Cozy going to lead us to the green. Ryan Vargas, Sean Butler going down into turn number 1. Cozy and Sean all over each other here, and like you mentioned, Blake on those 2 tires up on the high side. Sean Butler's going to get sideways. Don't wreck. Somehow save it.
Save. Yeah, heck of a save from Sean Butler. If you ever wanted any proof that man knows how to wheel a race car, there's your proof right there. Keeps it off of everybody. I think we had 1 car drop to the back and all of that, but we stay green for a lap. I know it's a miracle as Michael Cozy leads as Blake McCandless is going to the inside. He's going to try to make a move for the lead. Those 2, he must have found something in those 2 tires.
1 car spinning off further behind. That was Herman Reese, but we stay green, and Blake McCandless taking this lead back from Michael Cozy Jr., but Cozy going to try to get back to the throttle. Candles can't slide back up in front of him. They're going to be side by side once again down the back straightaway with Ryan Vargas in 3rd.
Wes Grant with his own moment, and we still stay green. Great job from all these drivers. They're still getting loose, but they're keeping it all together and staying green. Blake McCandless has got to turn those tires on right now if he wants to be able to try to get ahead of Michael Cozy Jr. I don't know, Caleb, if we can get it done on the bottom side. Blake has been so much better than everybody else on the top side. And as you see as they fight, Ryan Vargas has now entered the picture, and Michael P. Frisch is at the tail end of this little pack of 4 as they squabble over the lead positions.
For 2nd, and now Frisch, can he get clear of Candles? Yeah, he can. Gonna try to slide up in front of both he and Vargas. Take that 2nd spot away, but he's gonna get split here. Look at Vargas back on that high side. They make a little bit of contact. What a move, though. They're 3 wide still for 2nd.
Vargas probably not happy, but what a move from Michael P. Frisch. He found the 1 hole where he could slide up the track and not park it in front of everybody. He's heard Blake say that is what he did to McCandless. He's McCandless. That's what he did to Cadell and paid the price. So Frisch looking in his mirror, making sure he's clear. Now he's got the 2nd spot, and it's time to see if he can chase down his old buddy, his old running mate, Michael Cozy Jr.
Into turn 3, not quite clear. Cadell gonna fight back. And again, both of these cars making up ground on 4th place. Blake McCandless on those 2 tires.
A little bit loose on the exit there from Cadell. That's going to cost him a little bit of exit speed when the 32 is able to clear. We'll see if he's able to make another move here or if we just let Sean get in front of him, because the longer these 2 drivers fight, they're losing a chance at a top 3, 4, or even a chance at a win. The more they argue amongst themselves, they are going to lose time to the leaders. They're all running different lines up front, but Caleb, they're not fighting. They're just letting each other get settled. They're letting each other feel each other out and see what they've got going on. So the more they fight here for 5th, 6th, and 7th, the less of a chance they're going to have to win this race.
Watch out, your lead pack coming up on lap traffic. Garrett Smithley around the top side. They're going to have to avoid him. Ryan Vargas and Blake McCandless going to have to make evasive maneuvers. Close call there for them. They're not done yet. Justin Melillo's up the road as well. They're probably going to catch him with still 9 laps to go. That, I mean, a close call for Vargas and McCandless. Both of them making up ground on Michael P. Frisch.
Really tough move for McCandless because Vargas almost made it in there. Vargas super loose coming off of turn 2. He's working that right rear, but as hard as he can. McCandless licking his chops, trying to get something done. He's got to get past this 23 machine if he wants a shot to go after the 58 or the 99 of Cozy and Frisch. And it looks like he's going to take a look. Vargas to the outside, McCandless to the middle. He won't quite have the exit speed. He needs Vargas to get loose again, and it looks like that 23 machine is all over the place. And Caleb proving that I don't know how to count the Canadian the school system for that one, as again, he's going to have to cool that car down and see if he can make another shot at the 99. It definitely looks like Frisch has something for Cozy, but does he have something for him in the time left? I don't know, but 4 laps when they're so close on pace is not a whole lot of time for that 58 to get to the back of the 99. But if he gets there, I'm sure he's not going to be afraid to use a bit of the chrome horn.
He's sending it so hard on entrance rather, that he's really sacrificing that straightaway speed, and that's where Cozy is pulling away. Again, across the stripe, 3 laps to go. Cozy, 2 tenths faster that time. That gap's up to 4 tenths between first and second. Might be, like we've seen all night long, a battle for second, as here comes Vargas underneath the 58.
I'm not sure if Frisch has cooked his equipment. Again, Sean Butler had a little bit of a wiggle. He's out of this fight. It's between McCandless, Vargas, and Frisch for P2. That's what they had to do. They played it really smart. They let the top 2 fight amongst themselves, and now instead of fighting for third, they're fighting for second. Frisch might be just trying to hang on right now. I'm not sure if he used up some of his tires or with that little slide, but he is trying to hang on to second place as he's watching the chance of a win slip away, as Michael Cozy Jr. is just doing what he's known to do and doing what he does so well, Caleb, and just being focused, being consistent, and running laps and pulling away from this field.
2 laps to go for Cozy. Frisch going to try to take away McCandless's line up on the high side. Candles was one of the fastest cars there between those top 3. Cozy just a little bit quicker, though, still pulling away. That gap up to 5 tenths down the backstretch. Frisch, McCandless, Vargas, 1, 2, 3 behind Michael Cozy Jr. right now. It looks like the 99's race to lose. We'll see, though, coming to the white flag if anybody has anything.
1 more lap to go. Who will be your winner here at Auto Club in race number 2 of the FDF GG 200? Looks like it's going to be Michael Cozy to the front of the field. Does anybody have anything for the 99? 2x2 for third place right now. Ryan Vargas trying to get to the inside of Blake McCandless. He's going to stand on the throttle. He's not only going to clear McCandless, he might clear Frisch, and he does. Ryan Vargas to P2. Can he hold on to it?
I don't know. Look at McCandless with the momentum. Michael P. Frisch as well. They're going to be 3 wide. Big block from Ryan Vargas going into 3 for the final time. This all happening behind Michael Cozy Jr. Look at the send for Blake McCandless. Now they're still 3 wide off turn number 4. Michael Cozy Jr. is going to go to victory lane in the FTF.GG 200. And for second, it's too close to call, but I think it's Vargas.
What a finish.
Oh my God.
Tarps, get that's sponsored by Tarps.